From the campus of Souderton High School here in Souderton, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fanbase Network is proud to present a PIAA high school football matchup, Suburban 1 Continental Conference action between the Penn Ridge Rams and the Souderton Indians. Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Williams. Alongside me is Matt Jolis. Talking about Penn Ridge real quick, we'll go through the two teams. Penn Ridge coming in at 2-1 on the season, coming off a pretty impressive win, 29-0 over Perkiomen Valley.
Yeah, and for Penn Ridge, their biggest thing tonight is going to be continuing that balance of offense that they've had through the first three games. 300-plus yards passing, but also 300-plus yards rushing. If they can be able to keep that balance, keep the Souderton defense on their toes, it's going to be a very good game for Penn Ridge tonight.
Souderton, they're a little bit opposite of the table, going 1-2 so far on the year, coming off a 28-3 loss to Hatboro Horsham.
Yeah, the interesting thing for Souderton is going to be that need to contain their defense. They're going to have to make sure that they're blocking into the box, closing off those A gaps, not allowing Penn Ridge to be able to get that running game going. Therefore, it's going to put them into one dimension. That's where they're going to be able to have a bit better play on defense when they can get out, having the free safeties getting in position to be able to make stops.
These two teams have met each of the last 9 years. You look at the matchups, Penn Ridge has won 5 of the last 9, but they've also won the last 3. What does Souderton have to do to reverse the trend?
Well, one thing for Souderton is the fact that they're a very senior-laden team this year, so that's going to be something that's going to help them out, is having that experience going into these games. Penn Ridge has a few players that are kind of new to their system, and that's going to be a difference in this game.
Now, Souderton, on the other side of things, what do they need to do to take care of business?
I think for Souderton, it's really going to be stopping that offense. It's going to be making sure that they can get Penn Ridge one-dimensional. If they can be able to force Penn Ridge into the pass and not allowing them to establish that run game, they're going to be able to spread the field a little bit more, and that's going to help them out.
We're looking forward to a great matchup, so certainly stick around. We'll be back in just a few with the opening kickoff. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Souderton High School in Souderton, Pennsylvania. The coin toss is coming up in just a couple of seconds. I'm Tom Williams. Alongside me once again is Matt Jolis. And nice atmosphere we have here during a lot of the pregame. Both sides, both sets of fans really enjoying themselves and set up for a real fun game.
Yeah, definitely a very filled stadium tonight. And, of course, Souderton recognizing 5 members going into their Hall of Fame as well during the pregame. So it was a nice pregame atmosphere, and had a little flyover from a helicopter just a moment ago.
Yeah, it was kind of neat as well. As both teams were also lined up on the end zone to our left. Couple of players going back and forth, jawing, so a little bit of a rivalry here.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's really interesting in high school football that you'll see is sometimes based on where locker rooms are, you might have 2 teams entering from that same end zone. You don't see that in college or in the pros, so you get that little jawing that goes on back and forth when you're kind of lined up there waiting to come onto the field.
Well, coin toss going on as we speak. It looks like Souderton has won the toss, but they elect to defer. So it does look like that Penn Ridge will start off with receiving. Penn Ridge is in the green and white, by the way. Souderton in the red.
So I'm actually going to correct you on that. Souderton actually elected to take the ball. So Souderton actually is going to start with the ball. Penn Ridge will kick off. So we're going to see that Penn Ridge defense on the field first and see if Souderton can get their offense going and also hold on to the ball. 4 fumbles on offense this year, and all 4 times they lost. We're going to break for the national anthem.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Get pain-free physical therapy. At PTW, we know that sometimes physical therapy can be tough and painful, so we do whatever we can to get you feeling pain-free again. Each one of our centers is equipped with an Alter-G anti-gravity treadmill or warm water therapy pool to unload your aching joints. From pre- and post-surgery rehab, fitness programs, and work injury rehab, PTW is your go-to therapy provider. Call or visit us online to schedule your PTW visit today.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Souderton High School in Souderton, Pennsylvania, after witnessing the playing of the national anthem by the Souderton High School Big Red Marching Band. Great job by them. Tom Williams here alongside me is Matt Jolis, and it looks like we're just about ready to get this game started. Not only do we have a flyover from a helicopter, it looks like they are hovering overhead. That might be one of the best seats in the house up there.
That might actually be. They are just a nice position above the visiting team stands. Great view of the field. And if you're sitting up in a helicopter, that's like being in a club box.
That's better than the seats at the link, huh?
Might be.
I say it might be opposing coaches for the future weeks. Just doing a little scouting. I don't think it gets any better as far as a vantage point.
If that's spy scouting.
All right, so here we go. Kicking off is Penn Ridge. Souderton will receive. It'll be Kyle Walker along with Nick Guthrie. Back to receive for the Souderton Indians. Kicking off, Kyle Cuthbert, the junior, at 5'9", 160. And we are underway. End-over-end kick to the 15-yard line and received there. Nice move to the outside, but smothered up just over the 30-yard line, and that is where the Indians will get their start.
Good kick return for Souderton there. You always want to make sure that you get position. Anytime you can break the 20, it's positive yardage. So getting up around that 30-yard line, it's going to be a good spot for them to be.
And the tackle for Pennridge was David Geitz, wearing number 41. 1st and 10 from the 34. Spread things out a little bit, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And it's number 18, Dean DePisa, the senior quarterback, who hands it off right up the middle. Short game.
Yeah, Jeremy Tamara has been his lead running back this season so far, 200 yards rushing on the season, and getting a few more there, picking up about 3 on the play.
That's right. It's 2nd and 7. That gain of 3, a little bit short of 3 yards, but either way, 2nd and 7. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. A little bit of motion here from Ethan Smarecki. So he settles in on the left side of the line. From the shotgun, handoff. And caught from behind. Nice tackle there from Oliver Jervis.
Yeah, Jervis has been big on the defense for Pennridge. He needs to continue to be big on the defense today if they're going to stand a chance in this game.
So no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 37. So a little bit of adversity to start off here for Souderton. After a solid return on the kickoff. And again, they will spread things out. And DePisa in the shotgun. Senior at 6'2", 211. Calling out the signals, back to throw, looking right, little screen. And a nice tackle just over the 40-yard line, and they'll be well short of the first down. Evan Exner in on the tackle, and looks like the punt team is coming in for the Indians. Gain of just 4 on the play, so it will be 4th and 3. And back to punt is Trevor Watts. Normally tackle, defensive tackle, but also the team's punter at 6'3", 262. Received at the 25-yard line and tackled and wrapped up right away by DeAndre Wakefield. So with 9:52 left to go here in the first quarter, 3 and out for Souderton. Now it's Pennridge's turn.
Yeah, and here comes the Pennridge offense that has had a little bit of an issue getting going early on in games, but then by the time they hit the second half, they have been a barn-burning team, and it's going to be really up to Cantor to see what he can do with this offense today.
Zach Cantor, the junior quarterback, 6'1", 190, back in the shotgun, handoff up the middle, a little bit of room, barely over the 30-yard line, a couple of pushes and shoves after the play, but a short gain. Tackle made by Brett Vince. Oh, gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 31. In motion is Josh Pinckney. Flag on the play, handoff up the middle, but this may be coming back. And that was handed off to Nick Tarburton.
And a second flag just went down at the 40-yard line, and it was after the play. So that's going to probably be an unsportsmanlike conduct call. So we're going to have to see what the one is that's sitting back at the 25. Probably a hold on somebody in the offensive line.
Definitely looked like it's something in the holding area, or maybe even an offsides if Penn Ridge is lucky.
Well, Souderton immediately started pointing at the Pennridge line on the first flag. So it looks like we're going to end up probably with an offsetting penalty in some way because you have that second flag to deal with.
Illegal shift on the offense. And a personal foul on the defense and a wash. So, 2 over. 9:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. And first possession for the Pennridge Rams.
Yeah, and you see the difference in these two offenses. When you look at Pennridge, 739 yards rushing on the season, a little more added into it with that first play. We're going to see them trying to establish that ground game. We talked about it in the pregame. Souderton needs to really close up those A gaps, get everything in the box to try to be able to stop that offense.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left as they wind the clock. And again, quarterback in the shotgun, Zach Cantor. Handoff up the middle once again. Over the 40 and over the 45, just short of midfield, but good enough for the first down. First down of this game. And looks like they'll spot the ball on the 49.
Yeah, that's going to be Garner's longest rush of the season so far. His previous long was 10 yards.
So a gain there of 17 and moving quickly, pass over the middle. That's a nice catch. Nick Tarburton gets over the midfield and to the 35-yard line.
Tarburton is one of those ex-players that Pennridge has. You'll see him on offense. You might see him on defense and even comes in at special teams on a couple of times. That is a very talented player.
So Pennridge going a little bit with the hurry up. Man in motion and the handoff. Force back here is Garner trying to get around the line. Flag down as he's gang tackled short of the line of scrimmage. Tessier Goods on the tackle. Let's take a look at what the flag might be. That's going to be against the Rams, and that will come back a little bit.
Yeah, Goods, 24 tackles on the season for Souderton on defense. He has been one of the key 3, along with Tamaro and Vince on that defense.
And final call finally given to us by our officials. So we'll go back over to the Rams side of things, all the way back to the 47-yard line after the penalty. That is a big loss. So it'll be first and a country mile. Needs to get to the 25-yard line on the other side of the field. So little chunks here. 3 to the left, 1 and 2 to the right, man in motion, and the fake handoff. Quarterback will take it himself over midfield and then stood up and driven back by Andrew Vince. But short gain there of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, trying to get the draw on that play where they were faking to the side in motion, trying to get Souderton's defense to draw to the side, open it up for Cantor. Didn't work.
Gain of 5 on the play, so it'll be second and long from the 48-yard line. Interesting call for first and very long, and trying to draw the infield, draw the defense in.
Watch Cantor. He's actually slanted all the way over on top of the S right now.
Back to throw and rolling. Pass up ahead. That is caught by Pinckney. Gets to the 40-yard line, tackled down by Andrew Vince.
Very smart play there called by the offensive coordinator. They shifted the line, put Cantor a little off position. He was able to get it, and it opened up the slant, allowing them to be able to get that play out into space and get positive pickup. Now you've got a chance at third down.
3rd and 14 from the 39 on that 9-yard play. Once again in the shotgun, and a little sneaky handoff goes to the left. Has the room, and it's good enough for a first down and a little bit more. Just over the 20-yard line is number 20, Evan Exner.
Evan Exner has been one of those special backs so far, only his 3rd carry on the season, but every time he's come in, 14.5 yards averaging on the season on those just 2 carries, and now his 3rd, and he did it again.
Gain of 19 on that run. Coming up on play number 8 on this drive as the Rams are in the red zone. Nice handoff to the left side, but going down quickly is Ryan Gardner.
And ball down. Fumble.
Wow, a late fumble there as it looked like he was down, but it squirted out last second. It's going to be Souderton ball.
So Souderton, somebody got a hand inside on the pile as he was going down, so we were screened out of it, but was able to get that ball down. And, of course, when you have 4 or 5 in a swarm tackle, positive chance you're going to get that ball.
So first turnover of the day, and you were talking about turnovers earlier on. They can kill. That's something that Pennridge has to be cognizant of. Second series here for Souderton, starting 1st and 10 on their own 20. In motion is Smarecki. Settles it on the right side of the line. And an early jump by just about everybody. Trey Samuels was the one who jumped for Souderton. He even gave the international sign for my bad.
So it's number 56 for Souderton who got the recovery on that fumble.
And we'll wait to see what the officials' call is here, because there were members of both sides that jumped. But it looks like it will be illegal procedure on the offense for Souderton. So they'll go back 5 yards, 1st and 15. From their own 15-yard line. So down to 6:49 left to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. So snap is high, almost got away, but it's picked up by DePisa. And even though that's going to be a pretty heavy loss, fortunate that did not escape him any further. A high snap just off the end of his fingertips.
Yeah, and ball control, we talked about it during the pregame, ball control being the issue for both of these squads, and especially for Souderton. 4 fumbles, all of them losses, and now here a high snap.
Loss of 7 on the play, so 2nd and 22. On their very own 8-yard line. Maybe a little bit of jitters here. Early on, as again we've had the punt, the fumble, and now that's almost fumble by Souderton. Rolls immediately to his right, looking up ahead, and that is caught. Nice catch. Just over the 20-yard line to the 30, to the 35, and tackled down. As it was DeAndre Wakefield, and that's good enough for a Indian first down.
Wakefield, 2-dimensional players, 77 yards rushing. Look at the replay here. Wakefield's going to basically slant out, be wide open in space, and that's going to give him the 20, 25-yard pickup.
First down of the day for Souderton. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And now the QB under center. Back to throw, looking right. Lofts it up to the sideline, and that is almost intercepted. It was intended for Trey Samuels.
So you see where Souderton's going with this. They're trying to get the post route and the slant established. If they can get that going, they know that they have the matchup against Pennridge's defense to be able to exploit that line. If they can get into the alley, it could be positive, but got to make the reception there.
Joe Devine in on the coverage for the Rams. So 2nd and 10 here from the 34-yard line. Smarecki in motion once again. 2 to the right, now 1 to the left. Now more motion. Fakes the handoff, inside handoff, that's snuffed out right away. It's handed off inside to Jeremy Tamaro. Be the 33 as they move it up a yard on us. Their own 33, 1st and 10. So a chance here for the Souderton Indians to respond here at home. From the shotgun, Wakefield in motion. High snap but picked up. Taken here by Pineda to the outside right side. And a short gain, if any. Looks like it's actually going to be a loss of, I'll call it loss in 2 yards. So 2nd and 12 from the 31-yard line. Well, 2 Souderton series so far, not including this one. 1 punt and 1 turnover. High snap there, but it's handed off. Spin move in the backfield by Wakefield, just trying to get to the line of scrimmage, and barely does. Pennridge doing a really great job getting into the backfield quickly.
Souderton coming into this game, we talked about the need to have that diversified offense. The pass offense, 300-plus yards, but also the rushing offense, 300-plus yards. They haven't been able to really establish either way. Pennridge has really read where they're going with their motion and been able to adjust on field, getting their free safeties in play. Pennridge player down on the field right now.
An injury earlier on, but he was able to walk off with no problem. But right now, looks like they have a man down. So with 1:31 left to go, we'll take a quick break. Back in a moment. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866.
Welcome back, everybody. 1:31 left to go, first quarter. And Souderton dealing with a 3rd and long, 3rd and 11 from the 32-yard line. Down by a score of 7-0 to Pennridge. High snap and picked up by DePisa. Long throw over the middle. It is caught by Samuels, and he is caught from behind at the 15-yard line. But what a throw and a big first down.
Dean DePisa is going to have plenty of time. Watch Souderton's offensive line. Perfect pocket, 5-step drop, easily timed. Gets it outside, and he burned both defenders on that outside wing. Plenty of space. Good pickup.
Gain of 53. Back to throw on the right side as he rolls out after the handoff over the 10-yard line. And looks like forced out at the 8. So gain of 7 on the play. It'll be seconded short.
That's DePisa's longest throw of the season. His previous had been 33 yards. That one for 53 yards. Huge pickup for Souderton.
So 2nd and short in the red zone for the first time are the Indians. Once again, back to throw. And in some trouble here is DePisa. Up the middle, though, and he makes it to the 5. And if that's where the spot is, he'll be good enough for the first down.
And that was Trey Samuels, the junior wide receiver, 6'3", 190 on that reception play, hitting the afterburners to get free.
Gain of 2 on the play. So 3rd and 1. Got to get to the 5 for the first down.
This is where you need your downbacks. This is where you need Miller. This is where you need Lubalo, Pineda, any one of these guys that have been your blast backs all season long.
Under center, quarterback sneak. He gets over the 5-yard line to about the 4 and falls forward for the first down. And it'll be 1st and goal for Souderton.
Yeah, and a big play by the halfback, Troy Mockluck, getting in there basically to push out a few offensive line guys, pushed out the end line, got that gap in for DePisa to be able to get the first down.
10 seconds and counting left to go in the first quarter. And it looks like Souderton will wait for the break to see if they can punch one home. So we've reached the end of the first quarter with Souderton threatening. It's Pennridge 7, Souderton nothing. Back in a moment. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Bluestein, Michael and Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Start of the second quarter. Souderton is threatening, trailing 7-0. 1st and goal from the 4. Back underway. Handoff to the outside, but that's snuffed out. As trying to get around the outside was DeAndre Wakefield. Tom Wilms here. Alongside me is Matt Jolis. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Sports Fan Base Network. As it does look like it's a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Shutter on the tackle there. He's been very key for Pennridge on defense. One of their senior captains this year.
So it's a loss of 3, actually. 2nd and goal from the 7. Under center, trying to punch it home are the Souderton Indians. Handed off, forced back. Cuts up the middle now to the 5 with some room, but tackled down just over the 5-yard line. As that was Troy Mockluck.
Only the 6th carry on the season for Mockluck, but he's been positive 9.5 yards per game, and he's getting about 4 yards per carry. He picked up another 4 there, but it's still not enough as they're looking at 3rd down from about the 4-yard line. And now you have to start to wonder, where does Souderton go with this offensive line?
Well, they'll spread things out here. See if we can spread out the defense as well. Again, underneath center is DePisa. Back to throw, and he is tackled down at the 10-yard line. Big sack there for the Pennridge Rams.
Huge sack, and that's one that they've had 10 so far on the season. That's a busted coverage play. Somebody messed up on the offensive line for Souderton because they were just wide open on the gap.
So they're going to go for the field goal here.
Yeah, it was 64. Bishop, the junior for Pennridge, just blew right through the center of that line.
28-yard field goal is good, but there is a flag on the field.
You could have false start and it's going to push it back, or you have you end up with a offsides and it ends up forward.
It is an offside.
Wow. Offsides is one of the most bizarre calls to see on a point after attempt because you really don't need to go anywhere. You just need to line up right and you're going to be fine. A lot of times you will see a false start if somebody just jumps the snap early, but that's very bizarre.
Well, here's the question you have for Souderton. Do you decline, take the points?
Yeah, your kick was good, so
And that's
just
exactly
go ahead.
what you do. So the field goal is good. 9:57 left to go here in the second quarter. Souderton on the board, but Pennridge does lead 7-3. Fans, once again, tonight's Grub of the Game, sponsored by Flip City Shakes in Southampton and Quakertown. Folks at Quakertown helped us out a lot tonight. They're at 201 Station Avenue at the Quakertown Farmers Market and Antiques Barn number 2. I had the cheeseburger. I was a little boring, but you had the great chicken Caesar. And it looked very good. I don't think I'll have that next time around. But certainly, fans, check them out because the guys at Flip City Shakes, Mick and Phil, huge supporters of local schools. They can provide fundraisers, catering, and takeout for sporting events. 233 2nd Street, Pike in Southampton, or as we mentioned, 201 Station Avenue in Quakertown.
Look at that good-looking guy in the salmon-colored shirt over there nodding his head.
So Souderton looks like they are ready to kick things off after the 28-yard field goal. 9:57 left to go, second quarter. And a little bit of a squib kick here. It's received at the 37. So some pretty good field position here for the Rams. And that is Shane Hartzell. Not exactly the hands team there, outside linebacker, but did a good job picking up the pop-up.
As long as you can be able to get it and hold on to it and maintain the good field position, you're going to be at the 40-yard line now. Positive play.
So 1st and 10 from their own 40. It's handed off, double handoff as it goes inside and tackled right away. That's a good hit there by Bruno Stolfi.
So Cantor to Garner. Garner on the flip to Pinkney. Pinkney trying to get through the line. Unfortunately unable to. But he does pick up about 3. Actually, I'm sorry. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, actually.
So it'll be 2nd and 13 from the 38-yard line. Handed off once again, but snuffed in the backfield again. Big tackle there from Nolan Kratz.
So Pennridge trying to get Tarburton going, unable to on that play, and the Souderton defense now is starting to get space on the ends. So you're starting to see them get to the edge. Those are coming around the line into the backfield. That could be very positive for them to stop this Pennridge offense on the run that has had about 800 yards on the season now.
Cantor back to throw, throws to the right side. That is off the hand of Tarburton, and that drops incomplete. And Pennridge will be forced to punt. So a drive that went backwards by a yard. And that's some great momentum there for Souderton, as again they pick up the field goal and then a 3 and out, and they should really help them along.
Yeah, and Souderton's defense is doing exactly what they need to do. They're closing up inside the box, so they're not allowing those A gaps for the run game to get established by Pennridge, but they're being able to get space on the edge to get around into the backfield and picking up those players as they're trying to get that second run.
Nick Guthrie all alone in the backfield. But a timeout has been called by Pennridge. So what it looks like to me is they had too few players in the huddle, as charging on was Tucker Chaikin. But a little bit too late, so they decided to call the timeout, first timeout. And by the way, that last sack earlier on, that was tonight's All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game. For all your sports equipment and apparel, shop at All-American Sporting Goods, located at the corner of Cottman and Tabor in Northeast Philadelphia. For more information, call 215-342-6141. So after the timeout by Pennridge, they'll try this again. And Nick Guthrie is back to receive on his own 28-yard line. And it's a short end-over-end kick to the 40-yard line. And a Souderton hop. And luckily spotted on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Oliver Jervis there getting the touch for Pennridge to down the ball. Souderton now back on offense, hoping that they can continue the momentum.
A pretty good field position as well. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Once again, the QB in the shotgun. DePisa last time he was under center. He got sacked, so he's backing up a little bit. And a timeout has been called by Souderton, so a little bit of confusion there as each team has now called their first timeout. So with 8:30 left to go in the second quarter, we'll be back in just a moment. You're listening and watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Get pain-free physical therapy. At PTW, we know that sometimes physical therapy can be tough and painful, so we do whatever we can to get you feeling pain-free again. Each one of our centers is equipped with an Alter-G anti-gravity treadmill or warm water therapy pool to unload your aching joints. From pre- and post-surgery rehab, fitness programs, and work injury rehab, PTW is your go-to therapy provider. Call or visit us online to schedule your PTW visit today.
8:30 left to go in the second quarter. 7-3 score as Pennridge looking to build after a field goal no more than 5 minutes ago, 28-yarder to get the ball right. Actually, it's, Souderton building on that field goal.
Watch Tomorrow in the sidecar there. Oh, high snap again. And DePisa's going to lose about 10, maybe 12 on that play.
Yeah, he's not happy as he gets up from getting tackled down. And again, second time. First one, he was able to corral it quickly and make a play out of it. This one, he had no chances. He basically popped it up and waited for it to come down. And he was greeted by 2 Rams to knock him down. So it'll be second and long from back on the 36-yard line. Loss of 8 on the play.
What they were trying to go for there was Tomorrow in the sidecar there next to DePisa, trying to get that halfback blast through that A-gap, but second time they've run that play, second high snap.
Once again, back in the shotgun. Back to throw, and a good snap this time. Pass over the middle and incomplete, as it looked like it was intended for Nick Guthrie, the sophomore.
Guthrie has been a target for them on receptions this season. 5 receptions, 30 yards, but he has gotten a few that have been breakaways. So they're trying to get that established, but really they need to get Samuels and Smerecki established if they're going to have the receiving game go. Samuels, 9 receptions, 125 yards. Smerecki, 5 receptions, 92, but he had the big one for 28.
So once again in the shotgun. Long way to go, 3rd and 18. Fakes the inside handoff. And under pressure and then tackled down. Matt Weisberg with the sack for Pennridge. And it'll be a 4th and a country mile here for Souderton.
This is where Penridge's cornerbacks and their outside linebackers have been making good reads, making sure that they are marking their man. They are basically trailing right with the Souderton receivers, giving 0 space.
Loss of 12 on the play. So the punt hope here is to get it to the first down marker. As the line drive punt, that does make it to the 45 and gets a nice roll forward for the Indians. It goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, maybe the 35. We'll check that spot in a moment. 6:59 left to go in the second quarter. Still a 7-3 game.
Yeah, so the side judge is standing right about the 36-yard line, and I think that's where they're going to go ahead and mark this ball. So it's going to be a Pennridge offensive start from the 36-yard line on the far side hash.
So some solid starting position here for the Rams. And an inside handoff cutting to the outside here is Garner and has the corner. Gets to the first down marker and is tripped up just over the 45-yard line by Kyle Walker.
Garner, their second big man on rushing. The junior so far 104 yards now plus on it. Look at the outside, just finding right off the line, realizing space to go to the wing. Jet sweep play.
12-yard gain for the green-clad Pennridge Rams. One to the right, to the left, I formation, handoff up the middle. And ducking his head there is Pinckney, and may make it to the center line.
Pinckney just his 32nd carry on the season. That's the first time we've called him tonight on a rush play, but big offense for them. 366 yards total, 77 was his longest run of the season, so if he gets open in space, watch him go.
Boyer on the tackle, gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 from the 50. Once again in motion, Pinckney, but the fake to him, back to throw, Cantor. Over the middle, that is caught by Exner, and he'll get over the 40-yard line. Good enough for a first down for Pennridge.
Evan Exner, just his second reception of the season, but yet he's had big ones each time. His one reception was 13 yards. Here, Exner's basically going to go unmarked. Everybody shifts to Pinckney on the sweep, and Exner's wide open in space.
Gain of 13 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 37. As the Pennridge Rams are marching, they trail 7-3. Ticking down to 5:40 left to go. And it's swept across here for Garner. Gets to the 35, cuts back up the middle to the 30, and then tackled down just short of the 25-yard line. So could be in there once again for another first down. We'll see what the spot is.
Yeah, easily called first down. He's about a yard in front of that marker, but Cantor finding the space to be able to get that out to Garner in the flat. Garner had plenty of room to be able to maneuver, pick up 10, 12 yards on that play.
There was a gain of 10, 1st and 10 from the 27. They'll see if they can do it again. Throw across to the far side. That is caught under pressure there. It was Pinckney. Sidesteps 1, gets over the 15 to the 10, has room to the 5. Touchdown, Pennridge.
Pennridge literally just ran the same exact play to the opposite side of the field. So where they went, Pinckney on the sweep, getting it to Exner and Garner. This time, they do it opposite side of the field, exactly the same play. One of the sidecar, fake the handoff, flat pass, and he basically barrels through about 3 defenders, and then a head-down crunch to get through into space for the touchdown.
Josh Pinckney with the quarterback with the touchdown reception, as the extra point is no good, but that touchdown play, that was tonight's Stoll Agency play of the game. Stoll Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all your bonding and construction insurance needs, please go to www.stallagency.com.
You have to imagine the conversation on Souderton's line here now with the defensive coordinator is going to be, how did you let that play happen twice on opposite sides of the field? You have to make sure that you cover for a positive play happening on one side to potentially happen again.
So with the extra point being blocked, down to 5:07 left to go here in the second quarter. And Pennridge has opened up a 13-3 lead.
And Pennridge now starting to get that ground game going. We saw it in that last series, the rush plays, but also diversifying with the pass as well. So now it's going to be very difficult for Souderton's defense to figure out which way Pennridge is going to come at them.
So Pennridge ready to kick things off. 3 deep for Souderton. Picked up here by Guthrie. Fakes up the middle, gets spun around, and he is tackled down. Good job hanging on by his shirt. That was David Geitz helping on the tackle. So with 5:01 now left to go, second quarter. 1st and 10 for Souderton.
Yeah, you got to give the junior gunner, basically, Max Funk right there, the 5'8", 160 junior gunner, getting down. Anytime you can get that first hit that basically offsets a player from where he wants to go, you're likely going to be able to have your upline be able to get in to make the tackle, and exactly what happened there for Pennridge.
So 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 28-yard line. And quarterback back to throw under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Bounce to the outside. Here goes Bass.
So there's a flag on the play down here. That's going to be round about the 35-yard line. You've got a couple of Souderton players down as well, too.
And a couple of flags on the field as well, so let's take a look.
DePizzo just had plenty of time. He completely overthrew the pass. And it's number 45 for Pennridge making the pickup. But I'm not exactly sure that the flag flew kind of in the process of the play. Not really sure what the call is going to be on that one. As Jaden Bass, the junior, with the interception.
It is holding on to the receiving team after, I think it's after the interception. So if it is after the interception, Pennridge will retain possession. But they're going to be gigged for a good 10 yards. As it does look like DePizzo will be able to come off under his own power.
That's a big issue for Souderton. If DePizzo can't be able to get back into this game, they're going to have to make sure that he's good. Watts has been in for only one play, and Horton, who was a freshman, has been in for only one play. So DePizzo's really run the offense hard, and they're putting him through the concussion protocols right now, so that's going to be a very, very interesting development to see for Souderton.
But will be Pennridge ball. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Souderton 45-yard line. Their second best field position start of the game. They lead 13-3 heading towards the end of the half. They can really put a dagger in here if they can find a way to score as it's rolled out. And a nice pass over here for Pinckney. He'll get the first down and more as he gets over the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. And it looks like we may have another injury on the field, but I think he got up right away. It was an official timeout.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a couple of players kind of tangled up. Everybody kind of went down at the same time. You get your legs tangled up, and yeah, it's 56 and 35, just getting a little tangled.
Gain of 18 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 27. Clock down to 4:28 left. Handoff up the middle once again to Pinckney. Didn't get very far. Maybe a gain of 1, if not 2.
If Souderton wants to be able to stay in this game, they must contain Pinckney. They must make sure that he cannot get going. 6 of the 10 touchdowns scored by Pennridge this season have come from Pinckney. 6 of the 11 we can add tonight's into there.
Short gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9. Once again, back to throw is Cantor. Cantor, plenty of time. Now being flushed out as he rolls to the right, avoids the sack, heads towards the line of scrimmage. Then he is tackled down. And it'll be a short loss on the play this time. That's definitely a coverage loss there, as he had plenty of time to look through his progressions. Just couldn't find anybody open at all.
Well, actually, Garner was open down here in the corner of the end zone. They also had Devine open as well, too. I think they were going for a designed run play up the gut, and they weren't able to get the gap.
Loss of 4 on the play, 3rd and 12. Pass up ahead. It is caught by Tarburton and has some room to the 15. He dives forward and gets the first down. That will be a gain of 15 on the play.
Big pickup for Tarburton there. His longest reception on the season. Coming back to get that ball. He was actually past the play, comes back to get it, and turns out with space. Good pickup.
Gain of 16 on the play as they move the ball up a yard. So 1st and 10 from the 14 as once again Pennridge is marching. Handoff up the middle once again. Cutting to the outside. Garner short of the 5. He's tripped up just over the 10-yard line by Kyle Walker.
This could be very damaging to Souderton if they are able to score here, putting another 7 on the board just 2 minutes before half. You have the momentum in place because of the fact that Pennridge will get the ball to start the second half.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5. Clock running at 2:25 left to go. Pitched out to the right side, has room to the 5, falls forward, and it is well, what do we have? One official has a touchdown. Nope, they have it short. The far side official had both arms up, but he was about to call the timeout, but kind of froze in the touchdown position.
Yeah, so it's going to be placed around about the 2.5 yard line, but that's actually going to be at the marker, so it's good enough for...
That is a first down. It's first and goal from the 2 yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. Handoff up the middle, and looks like he is just a little bit short. 52.
Going to be about a yard short on the play. They are definitely trying to go for that halfback blast play up the gut.
Gain of 1. Second and goal from the 1. Andrew Vince comes in with a new plan.
Watch Pinckney and Garner both in this situation. These are your back players that are going to be the blast.
Hand it off, and that is in for the touchdown. Hand it off to Ryan Angelini, his second rushing touchdown of this game. 1:22 left to go. And it's now 19-3.
Perfect shade position there. Angelini finding the gap. He went right through that halfback blast gap. And Ryan Angelini is putting together a special game for himself tonight. 2 touchdowns on 2 plays.
The extra point attempt is good. So now with 1:22 left to go in the first half, Pennridge taking advantage of Souderton mistakes, leading now 20-3.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns now for Angelini. You have to start thinking, where does Souderton adjust their defense to start marking Angelini a little bit more? And if they do so, does that open up Garner? Does it open up Pinckney all of a sudden? There's definitely a vaunted attack going there by Pennridge. They are diversifying and spreading. They already started it in the first couple of games, but now Angelini 2 touchdowns, up to 3rd on the season for Pennridge's offense.
An 8-play drive that took 3 minutes and 17 seconds for Pennridge. They started on the 45-yard line of Souderton and marched their way down to take a commanding 17-point lead.
DePisa's got to get control of his offense, and he's got to try to get a couple of good pass plays off to see if they can maybe at least even get in field goal range, try to put another 3 on the board.
Kickoff end over end and received here by Walker, and he finds some room, but he's tripped up from behind. He had daylight as he hit the 40-yard line, but good tackle from behind by Kyle Shatter.
Watch for Pennridge to try to see this one out. Just a juke move and a great pickup.
So 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line with 1:15 left to go. Here in the first half, Souderton needs to find the way to at least get on the board, put up 3 points, and send a message they're still in this game as it's pitched out. Here to Wakefield. Gets around the corner, but not very far. Gain of about 1 or 2 on the play.
Well, it's good to see DePisa back into the game after that hit that he took on the last series. But also, when you're down 17, you really don't want to be running pitch plays on a defense that's been getting end-arounds on you.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. Maybe they're just being, I think, a little too conservative, considering Pennridge will get the ball to start the second half, I believe. Handoff up the middle. And that'll go to about the 47, 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think Souderton's really just trying to see this half out, hoping that they can go back, regroup, maybe change the game plan a little, figure out if they can flip this in the second half. They're going to be down 17.
Gain of 2 on the play. 3rd and 6. The timeout called here by Souderton. That's an interesting decision considering there's only 14 seconds left. But maybe just want to make sure of something. Maybe take it down the field, but I would guess just this is a calm down moment. All right, let's just run out this last play and get out of Dodge and regroup in the second half of play.
Yeah, when you look at the last two plays that they ran, I mean, basically jet sweeps to the outside trying to look for a run. So they're basically running in the flat against a 4-3 that's been really strong on the front four. You're really just trying to see this thing out and hope that you can get to halftime, and I think that's really where they're going with this.
So 14.9 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Second timeout by Souderton. It'll be 3rd and 6 from their own 48-yard line. So a long 6, as they're basically right between the 47 and 48. Pennridge taking their time getting back on the field. Should be just one more play unless Souderton finds a way. I'd say if they get this first down, they would probably call timeout once again and get another shot. They spread things out a bit with 2 to the right. And in motion. Quarterback will roll out right. Has room on the sideline, and it's off the ends of the hands of Trey Samuels. Incomplete. And that's kind of a microcosm of how this first half has gone for the Indians.
Yeah, well, they tried going out in the slant route again. Trey Samuels has been their big receiver, 125 yards receiving on the season so far. He's been averaging 41 yards per game, but he has yet to get a pickup this game that's been positive. Now you're at 4th down with 9 seconds left, and you got nothing off of this drive. They went 4 yards on the entire drive.
Well, it'll be Trevor Watts to try to punt it deep, too deep for the Pennridge Rams. And a line drive kick, and that'll be, well, they'll let that one bounce. And then it's picked up here by Garner. Fake the knee, he'll go up the sideline, but not very far, as he just wanted to make sure that he was able to run out the clock. That'll do it for the first half of play. With our score, the Pennridge Rams 20 and the Souderton Indians 3. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a few. If you're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Stephanie McDougall, physical therapist and clinical supervisor at the Physical Therapy and Wellness Institute, or PTW, in Souderton. I'm here to talk to you about rehabbing an ACL or other sports injuries after and using our Alter G equipment. So over in Souderton, we have a special piece of equipment called the Alter G, and it's an anti-gravity treadmill. It's state-of-the-art, and it uses NASA technology. So the ACL is a ligament in the knee that connects the femur or the thigh bone to the tibia or the leg bone, and it helps to reduce shear forces when you're doing different weight-bearing activities. So sometimes this is commonly injured in sports like football, soccer, basketball, and downhill skiing. And it's usually injured during a deceleration activity, such as jumping, landing, pivoting, or twisting. Males are more, or females are at a higher risk of tearing their ACL. They're about 4 to 6 times more likely, and this is due to different female anatomy, pelvic angles and Q angles, and a weaker hamstring to quadriceps ratio, which predisposes them to a higher risk of an ACL tear. Usually about 150,000 to 200,000 ACL tears occur annually, and about 70% of them are the result of a non-contact injury, and about 30% of them are the result of a contact injury. So what can we do here at PTW that other therapy clinics can't do? Well, we have the Alter G. The Alter G allows us to decrease the person's body weight for 1% body weight increments, anything from 20% to 100% of their body weight. So this allows us to get you back to different functional activities quicker and with less pain and more safely. It's also false proof. So if you start walking and you're still learning how to walk again after your surgery, you can't fall. The machine will help hold you up as well. So with the use of the Alter G, we can help you to recover faster and stronger, build endurance, and not do this all sooner in the recovery process with minimizing the risk of further injury. So using the state-of-the-art Alter G, along with our sports medicine expertise here at the Physical Therapy and Wellness Institute in Souderton, we can help you recover faster after your ACL repair. If you have any questions or you'd like to come in and check out the Alter G, stop into our Souderton location.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Get pain-free physical therapy. At PTW, we know that sometimes physical therapy can be tough and painful, so we do whatever we can to get you feeling pain-free again. Each one of our centers is equipped with an Alter-G anti-gravity treadmill or warm water therapy pool to unload your aching joints. From pre- and post-surgery rehab, fitness programs, and work injury rehab, PTW is your go-to therapy provider. Call or visit us online to schedule your PTW visit today.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bluestein, Michael & Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
zero-gravity treadmill. It's state-of-the-art, and it uses NASA technology. So the ACL is a ligament in the knee that connects the femur or the thigh bone to the tibia or the leg bone, and it helps to reduce shear forces when you're doing different weight-bearing activities. So sometimes this is commonly injured in sports like football, soccer, basketball, and downhill skiing. And it's usually injured during a deceleration activity, such as jumping, landing, pivoting, or twisting. Males are more, or females are at a higher risk of tearing their ACL. They're about 4 to 6 times more likely, and this is due to different female anatomy, pelvic angles and Q angles, and a weaker hamstring to quadriceps ratio, which predisposes them to a higher risk of an ACL tear. Usually about 150,000 to 200,000 ACL tears occur annually, and about 70% of them are the result of a non-contact injury, and about 30% of them are the result of a contact injury. So what can we do here at PTW that other therapy clinics can't do? Well, we have the AlterG. The AlterG allows us to decrease the person's body weight for 1% body weight increments, anything from 20% to 100% of their body weight. So this allows us to get you back to different functional activities quicker and with less pain and more safely. It's also false proof. So if you start walking and you're still learning how to walk again after your surgery, you can't fall. The machine will help hold you up as well. So with the use of the AlterG, we can help you to recover faster and stronger, build endurance, and not do this all sooner in the recovery process with minimizing the risk of further injury. So using the state-of-the-art AlterG, along with our sports medicine expertise here at the Physical Therapy and Wellness Institute in Souderton, we can help you recover faster after your ACL repair. If you have any questions or you'd like to come in and check out the AlterG, stop into our Souderton location.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Souderton High School in Souderton, Pennsylvania, but it's not good news for the Souderton Indians as Pennridge. They have a 20-3 lead. Tom Wilms here. Thanks so much for joining us. And, what's your up and down? You were talking off camera. What's your real thoughts of this first half?
Yeah, well, up obviously for Pennridge has been establishing that run game, and Ryan Angeli, special night for him, coming in 0 touchdowns on the early season, but right away getting 2, and they've been both third down special back situations where he's been able to get into that halfback blast position, running out of that I formation sidecar. For Souderton, it really has been needing to establish something. They've tried to go to the run game, a couple of jet sweep plays, didn't work. They tried to go to the pass game, post route didn't work, slant route didn't work. They need to establish something here, and they need to have their defense. We talked about it in the pregame. Defense needs to step up and get a stop inside the box if they're going to try to be able to get back into this game in the second half, but they're going to start off on the awkward side. Pennridge has the ball.
Well, Souderton, also another thing that they certainly need to do is hang on to the ball. Just too many turnovers.
Yeah, too many turnovers. We talked about it in the pregame. 4 fumbles on the season. All 4 of those on offense were losses. Again, here we've seen a fumble. We've seen 2 high snaps that were well over DePisa's head where he was unable to control the ball. If they're going to be able to get this, they need to make sure that those snaps are coming straight into that breadbasket, right into DePisa's hands, and giving him time and space. We've only seen 1 play so far that was a positive pocket for DePisa. He got a very good 56-yard pass off on that play.
Now, if Pennridge comes out again, as you mentioned, they start off with the ball. They come out and pick up a score here. They can run away with this thing. But Souderton, they need to get that big stop, and on that next drive, need to get something, not necessarily score right away, but some kind of momentum to establish, as you mentioned earlier, some kind of offense in this game.
Yeah, you've got 24 minutes of clock left to play, and there's that ability easily to chip away. You don't have to go for all 17 points right off the bat. You can basically get that 3, get that 6, try to be able to get momentum on your side, but it's going to be if the defense can hold in. The offense cannot do everything. The defense needs to stop making the mistakes that they've been making, and they're going to need to, on the offensive line, stop Pennridge from getting the end arounds that we've seen them getting.
Well, just about done with our halftime, so we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be all set for the third quarter here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Get pain-free physical therapy. At PTW, we know that sometimes physical therapy can be tough and painful, so we do whatever we can to get you feeling pain-free again. Each one of our centers is equipped with an Alter-G anti-gravity treadmill or warm water therapy pool to unload your aching joints. From pre- and post-surgery rehab, fitness programs, and work injury rehab, PTW is your go-to therapy provider. Call or visit us online to schedule your PTW visit today.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Souderton Area High School, Souderton, Pennsylvania. I'm Tom Williams. Alongside me is Matt Jolis. Set for the third quarter of play, as Pennridge leads Souderton 20-3. Short kickoff, and we are underway. Gain of about 5 on the play by Andrew Nace. Haven't heard his name, the senior, 5'5", 146. But Pennridge will start with the ball. And an opportunity here to really break this game open. They are up 20-3 as we start this third quarter.
Yeah, and that was actually Nace's first kickoff return of the season. Cuthbert is their deep back. He's the one that they usually are looking for on those kickoff returns.
But once again, Cantor in the shotgun, hands it off, and he goes nowhere as Josh Pinckney has stood up. And on the tackle is Tyseer Goods. And a loss there for the Rams.
Yeah, if Souderton wants to be able to establish something on defense and turn this game over, it's going to have to be Trevor Watts, it's going to have to be Tyseer Goods, and Brett Vince getting inside on those plays to be able to stop that Pennridge run.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 from the 34-yard line. And Pennridge certainly doesn't want to fall into the trap of giving up the ball, but don't want to be overly conservative as well as they hand off once again up the middle to the 35, and that's it. As once again in on the tackle. This time it's Brett Vince, wearing number 52 for the Indians.
Yeah, and you see Stolfi, the junior, in there kind of when he comes out of that line, just cranking it, saying, keep it going, keep it going. Obviously, Souderton making adjustments.
Ryan Garner, the gain of 1 on the play, so 3rd and 11. I would think they would throw here. Yep, they're going to throw as they're rolling out his Cantor. Under pressure, gets around the corner, long throw, and it is caught. Joe Devine picks up the reception, tackled right away at the 28-yard line, first down Rams.
And a huge play and a very positive play for Cantor to roll out, getting out of that pocket, getting out of the box away, giving himself time and space, and Devine has been a huge receiver for him all season long.
That is a big gainer there as they continue to roll. It's handed off now to Pinckney. Can't get around the corner. That'll be a loss of about 5. So what is it with Pennridge here? So we've seen this a few times tonight. First down, second down, loss, 3rd and long. So what? We'll get the first down anyway.
Well, that's the thing, is that this is a very balanced offense that has the ability to go to the pass, but it has also the ability to go to the rush. If they can't establish the rush, they're fine in the pass. Cantor coming into this game, 17-34 for 234 yards, but they also have had huge pass plays.
Double handoff there. Oh, looks like Pinckney is hurt. Maybe got his foot stepped on.
Yeah, Pinckney ran about 3 or 4 yards and then just jumped and just started really hopping hard on one leg, and that is a very bad thing to see. And it looks really bad.
Yeah, I thought at first it maybe somebody stepped on his foot or something like that, but that might be the international sign of hamstring going wonky.
Yeah, and you definitely know that that's when it's an issue play, when you see the Souderton trainers basically run right down because they know that Pennridge's trainers are on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, that is a tough situation. The advantage that Pennridge has is they have a lot of options on offense, but certainly you don't want to eat into the depth so early in the season.
Yeah, we were trying to look at it on the replay there and see what comes up.
That's that nice double handoff. They've done that a couple of times, but for some reason a little bit of a technical glitch, and it didn't work out in our favor. So with 9:46 left to go in the third, we'll take a break and regroup, and we'll be back in a moment here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
Bluestein, Michael & Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Cantor rolls out, throw to the end zone, and it is off the hands of Oscar Hughes, almost intercepted as Pennridge right back from the break. Very aggressive going to the end zone, but it did not work out, and it is incomplete.
But here we go again. Cantor establishing that pass play. Now, fourth down. Do they go for it knowing that you have momentum on your side and you have the scoreboard on your side because they've been getting good positive plays late down situations, or do you just go ahead and punt?
Well, it looks like they are going to go for it because, again, even if they are short and turnover on downs, well, it's still very deep in the Souderton zone. Good block there. Pass to the sideline, and it is caught. And it is good for a first down.
Again, that same play, giving Cantor time and space, sweeping him out of the backfield, out of the box. Look at this. He's basically just going to roll out, same exact play, slant route to the sideline. 2 times in this drive, they've run that play, both times, at least 20-plus yards pickups.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. 12-yard gain on the play. 8th play of the drive coming up for Pennridge. And once again, the inside handoff to Garner. Tries to squeeze through. Ball is out. And we are waiting for a signal. Nobody's admitting they have it, but it does look like Pennridge is able to retain possession. Jack Ferguson, it looks like. He was the one who was able to recover the fumble.
First offensive fumble for Pennridge this season and the first recovery for them on the season.
Turns out to be a gain of 1 yard, 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line. As Pennridge looking to put an early second half dagger into the Indians. Leading 20-3, looking for more. Motion in the backfield for the Rams. Handoff once again into about the 13-yard line.
Ryan Angelini again getting up through the gut in that halfback position. He has been a blast player all night long for the Pennridge offense. And this time a short third down.
It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 13. So very much manageable, especially since Pennridge went forward on 4th and really didn't have much of an issue. Handoff is faked, rolling out Cantor, looking to the end zone, dive, but it is out of the hands of the receiver and incomplete.
Cantor has had positive capability in that slant route today. Just ran out of field position a little bit too deep.
That was Shane Hartzell, listed as an offensive linebacker.
Yeah, Cantor again in the rollout, and Hartzell just basically ran out of real estate on the sideline there. If he had about 2 more yards, he makes that play.
Well, 4th and 6. Play number 11 of this drive here for Pennridge as they're going to go for it. Rolling out is Cantor once again. Comes to the near side and is deflected. What a deflection there by the Souderton Indians, Kyle Walker. And it turns over on downs.
Garner was behind him. Has that ball gotten over top of Walker, Garner's into the end zone. But it's clear that Cantor is seeing something with the way that Souderton's defense is lining up. He has basically rolled right 3 times now. And again, here he sees block, rolls right, coming back across him. Walker just leaps.
That is a great play and a huge play here. Even though it gives Souderton a long field to work with, they didn't give up any points, and maybe now they can get some momentum as Pennridge hung onto the ball for 11 plays and just about 5 minutes. But trouble in the backfield here is getting in on the tackle is Nick Tarburton, doing a great job from both sides of the field.
Yeah, we talked about DePisa having to have control over the ball. This is certainly control over the ball, but it's not going to gain you much yardage if you continue to have 1-2 play hits that are basically just going for 2 or 3 yards.
Well, that one went for 0. So 2nd and 10 from the 13 here for the Indians. Good to see DePisa back in the game, by the way, as he was shaken up earlier on. So again, he is back in the shotgun. A little bit of a high snap, but he hands it off up the middle, and there's some room as he gets over the 20-yard line. Now is Daniel Pineda.
If you go back to the end of the second quarter, this is now 5 straight plays that we have seen them do a run play on, and they have all been basically halfback end arounds with DePisa basically turning back and handing the ball right off to a player in his sidecar. He is not making a lot of motion. That's got to be troubling for Souderton's offense.
Gain of 9 on the play, 3rd and 1, so a manageable first down opportunity. So underneath center, and wow, he drew him off sides, but no flag. Handoff up the middle, and it looks like they are very close, and they may have it.
They're going to get it by about a yard from where the side judge came in to mark the ball, but again, another short yardage run play, again, halfback blast in that sidecar possession.
Gain of 2 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 24. The first down of the half for Souderton. 6 minutes left to go here in the third. Fakes the handoff, and he'll roll to the right. Brought it down to throw is up, and it is caught. Nice catch by Trey Samuels. He was under pressure, but he found Samuels, threw it right into his gut, and he is right there at the first down mark.
Trey Samuels has been their big receiver this year, 125 yards receiving. He's averaging 41 yards per game, yet he's only had 1 reception so far in this game. DePisa, good time, good space, and Samuels had to come back 2 or 3 steps to be able to get that ball. But if they can establish Trey Samuels in this pass game in the second half, that could be positive for Souderton.
There's a gain of 9. Sneaky handoff into the inside. Getting tackled down DeAndre Wakefield, but he was pulled forward towards the first down marker, and he may have got it. A little bit of help from the Rams.
He's going to have this just at the sticks.
That's all that matters. Gain of 1 on the play. So 1st and 10 from the 34.
Where this is good for Souderton is positive yardage. Where this is bad is they are running the clock with these run plays and not gaining a long spot on the field.
Flag before the play, as it looked like. Yeah, there was a false start, and that's the last thing that Souderton needs here as they start to get some momentum, but then they've got to go backwards 5 yards.
Yeah, and you're still now, over half of this third quarter gone. You're still down 17 points. They need to start thinking about changing that offensive dynamic to get a stronger pocket for DePisa, let him be able to get longer passes. The run game's not going to work.
Handoff up the middle. As much as the misdirection may fool us up here, it's not fooling Pennridge at all, as that was handed up the middle to Ethan Moyer, but he was snuffed out right away. And that'll go for another loss of 1 on the play. So at 10, it's 2nd and 16 now on the play. 2nd and 16 from the 28-yard line. Again underneath center. Very tight formation. And this time, it'll be DePisa to roll out under pressure. Spun, and he is tackled in the backfield. It's a sack.
Watch Pennridge's lineup on that play. 4 in the box, but 2 outside cover. They basically knew exactly that they were going to have to create a pass play, but when you have 2 shaded against 1 wide receiver, somebody's left open, and they, again, end around for the sack.
Loss of 7 on the play. So 3rd and the next county over for Souderton. And it's very important that they at least get close to theirs. As we're late in the third quarter, we're getting close to 4 down territory.
Yeah, they have to be able to convert this, and they have to be able to convert it long.
In the shotgun once again. DePisa fakes the handoff, steps into the pocket, tries to jump through, but he is sacked once again. Big tackle there from Jack Ferguson, the freshman.
Yeah, Pennridge is just exploiting the outside line. The outside linebackers, the guards on the outside, everybody is just getting tons of daylight.
Loss of 4 on the second consecutive sack. And Souderton will punt, basically from the 5-yard line. And Pennridge should get some really good field position as they receive on the 45-yard line to the outside. Joe Devine has some room, trying to get to the 10, forces his way to the 10, cuts to the inside, and short of the 5-yard line. But amazing start here for Pennridge here in the third quarter.
Joe Devine got that ball to the 50. He should have been right at the 45. Watch this. Just right to the outside. He saw the alley and exploited it. Straight to the outside. Immediately slant run as soon as he hit the wedge. Big pickup to the 5. That is a 45-yard return.
So it'll be first and goals. They spot the ball on the 7-yard line. And a punch in here for Pennridge could put this game away. Handoff up the middle. It's taken here by Angelini. And he is in for the touchdown.
Ryan Angelini from the 5, from the 7, from the 10. Pennridge's guy all night long. Came into this game, no touchdowns of the season. He now has 3 touchdowns, and he's the second leading rusher for Pennridge. Look at this, straight through that halfback gap again. Every single play. Souderton has not closed the box yet tonight.
Extra point pending as Cuthbert is able to spin it and between the goalposts. So with 2:18 left to go here in the third quarter, Pennridge with a short field to work with. 7-yard touchdown run for Angelini. The extra point, it's 27-3.
And you come into this game with the kind of business list, and what you want to do as a coaching staff and as your players is basically check the boxes. One of the things that we talked about for Souderton was having to be able to contain Pennridge's rushing game, basically loading up that box, making sure that they weren't going through that front 4 or front 7, but they have exploited it all night long. Halfback blast plays all night, and Angeli for 3 touchdowns tonight on that halfback blast play.
And one thing that Angelini's done a great job of is he's not really being utilized outside the red zone. But once you get into once they get into the red zone, it's Angelini time. Just hand it off to him; he'll do the job.
Exactly, and that's a lot of times you'll see those small halfback players be that third down special blast back. But they've been using him in sort of that deep formation, just riding in the sidecar right there with Cantor, and he's been his boy all night long.
So Jaden Bass will kick this one off. Juggling it a bit, but picking it up here is Kyle Walker from the 10-yard line, and he has a hole up the middle, gets to the 30, and is tackled down just over the 30-yard line to the 32. So Souderton, first and 10, now down by 21.
Yeah, and only 2 minutes left here in the third, and you've only got a 12-minute quarter coming back after this. So it's a very, very tight spot for them to be in.
Actually down by 24. That's why I'm a broadcaster and not a mathematician. 2:10 left to go here in the third quarter. And Souderton, it's right now score or it's over. Basically, they need to play mistake-free for the rest of the way. Inside handoff is fake. Now handed off, and the ball is down, but it is recovered by Souderton. Diving on top is the senior Anthony Blessing.
5th offensive fumble on the season for Souderton. This time they actually finally recover one, but we talked about the ball control of DePisa needing to be able to maintain that through this entire second half. He had to play mistake-free football. It has been a bad mistake right there.
So no gain on the fumble. So 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line.
They've got to open it up. They've got to start airing this out if they have any chance.
Well, it's about that time to start taking chances. As back to throw. In trouble. Sacked. Once again, The Rams get in the backfield. This time it's Austin Bishop, 5'10", 270.
Yeah, and DePisa shaky again, very woozy on that play. Slow to get up, coming off holding the side of his helmet. You've got to start questioning whether or not DePisa is going to be healthy enough to go this fourth quarter.
Fourth sack in the game for Pennridge, third in the quarter. Big loss there, 3rd and long from the 21-yard line. Loss of 10 on the play. And he's just not given enough time to do anything with it. Even though he is working from the shotgun once again. Back to throw, looks to the right, and it is off the fingertips of Trey Samuels, who is still in his route. And it goes for another incompletion.
Yeah, every play has been a pass in the flat, short yardage, and it's been where the receivers are trying to run down routes, so they're trying to have to come back and stretch out to try to get even a fingertip and pull it back in. But that's not positive yardage when you see Pennridge's outside offense so stretched out already. They're running cover 2 on essentially every single play.
Well, even though it's 4-down territory, wrong side of the field to even take a chance, so the punt is here. And, that's a bad punt off the side of the foot, goes out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And Pennridge will have great field position once again.
Yeah, just absolutely nothing positive to talk about here if you're Souderton.
That is
so far, it's just been one mistake after another.
It's been tough. It's a tough sledding for them this entire game. Right now, it's just to try to find some momentum, a break, maybe a Pennridge mistake and get them back in this game, but Pennridge hasn't made any.
Something, because we just put the camera on the Souderton cheerleaders, and they're about as quiet as this stadium is right now.
Run straight up the middle, and a gain of at least 10 for Kyle Shetter. And it looks like that will be a first down, and it is.
Well, now you know Pennridge is into something else here when they run Kyle Shetter. That's only his 3rd run of the season for them. 2 carries, 22 yards, 7 yards a carry coming into this game, and Shetter now getting some run plays. And Angelini back in again.
And a nice run up the middle. As that looks like that could be the last play of this 3rd quarter. And right now, Souderton needs to just take a walk to the sideline and try to figure something out. Pennridge keep doing what they're doing. They have a massive advantage here. So after 3, it is 27-3. We'll take a quick break. Back in a moment. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
Get pain-free physical therapy. At PTW, we know that sometimes physical therapy can be tough and painful, so we do whatever we can to get you feeling pain-free again. Each one of our centers is equipped with an Alter-G anti-gravity treadmill or warm water therapy pool to unload your aching joints. From pre- and post-surgery rehab, fitness programs, and work injury rehab, PTW is your go-to therapy provider. Call or visit us online to schedule your PTW visit today.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we're live from Souderton Area High School in Souderton, Pennsylvania. Heading into 4th quarter action. It's been all Pennridge, 27-3, and they are in the red zone once again. Tom Wilms here alongside me, Matt Jolis. And we're back underway. Up the middle, and a touchdown for Pennridge, as into the end zone goes Evan Exner.
Evan Exner, that X-back for Pennridge. You see him on special teams, you see him on offense, you see him on defense. This time, getting that play on offense and picking up a touchdown and basically putting the dagger into this game. Pennridge is going to walk away.
Looking for the extra point here to finish it off. Line drive, and it barely clears the uprights, but it is good. And just 7 seconds into the 4th quarter, it is now 34-3, and there is a Souderton player down and in a significant amount of pain. just outside the 10-yard line near side. And judging by what the trainer's doing right now, it looks like a bit of a cramp.
Yeah, for Evan Exner, that's his first touchdown on the season. So Pennridge starting to diversify their scoring, spreading the touchdowns around.
Well, we talked about it during the halftime break. What does each team need to do moving forward? Souderton just hasn't really gotten the breaks. Even when they get a little bit of momentum, there was that 5-yard illegal procedure penalty, and it just went right into their heads, and it exploded on them.
Yeah, and we talked about also Souderton needing to establish what were they going to do with their offense. Was it going to be the run? Was it going to be the pass? Establish it and then project against that. They decided to go with the run. We saw it the last 3 plays of the first half. They come right back. First 3 plays of the second half with the run. But it didn't work. You have to be able to adjust inside the game. And if you run those first 3 plays and say, hey, we're not getting anywhere, go to your pass game. But as soon as we saw them go to the pass game, they were passing out into the flat, so you're not getting positive yardage. Run your post routes, run your slant routes deep. They need to be, once we saw them actually release their wide receivers, release a tight end deep, they had 55-yard pass plays, so we know that Topeka can get it out there, and we know that their receivers can pull it in, but they had decided to go flat short, and Pennridge just stretching that defense out, basically making that 4 be a 7. No chance. They were running cover 2 on almost every single play.
Senior Oscar Hughes coming off under his own power. Thankfully, he's okay. Very strange to see one of those injuries during a special teams type play, or PAT, but certainly credit to the Indians, again, down by a score of 34-3, but still trying to bring it as best as possible. Looking forward for both of these teams, looking at Souderton, they've got Central Bucks South coming up next, but next up for Pennridge is North Penn, and that is going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Pennridge is certainly on a high of their A game right now. They're going to probably go to 3-1 here on the season, and having a team like North Penn coming in, that is going to be one heck of a game.
Certainly something to keep an eye on as Pennridge is about to kick off once again. Jaden Bass, end over end, kicks it deep. Back to receive, Kyle Walker. As he receives it on the 10-yard line, gets to the 20, right up the middle, has some room, tripped up at the 30, stumbles his way over the 35 to the 37. Nice return there from Souderton. And might be grasping at straws a little bit, but you look at Souderton, and for the rest of this game, it's all about trying to get that positive momentum. Maybe not necessarily for this game, but to try to just get something rolling, go into practice confidently coming up on Monday, Tuesday, and just continue their season. Try to move forward after this, what could be a potential loss.
Yeah, you're still early in the season, and you're still early in your conference season as well, too. So, yes, you're going to take a hit on this one, but you have to look ahead and just realize that this is game 4. You've got time to recover and move. And now we see Topeka getting that long yardage pass out into the play, and that's where they need positive space.
There you go. That's Trey Samuels, the junior. Able to pick up the reception, getting over the midfield line to the 49.
Interesting to make that adjustment in the first play that you run in the fourth quarter after you went through realizing the last 2 plays of your second quarter and the first 3 plays of your third quarter, you didn't establish the run. They make the adjustment now.
Gain of 14 on the play, and now the handoff. Trying to sneak his way up the middle is Hughes. Correction, that is Willie Goods, the freshman, getting an opportunity. And he's able to pick up a yard, 2 yards on the play. Gets to the 47. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Pennridge 47. First time that Souderton has made it into Rams territory in this second half of play. Underneath center. And offsides is called. The flag went up right away, and it was pretty obvious that somebody on the near side of the Rams line was already traipsing into the neutral zone.
And it's actually going to be a false start penalty on Souderton, so that's going to back them up a little bit.
Again, I saw the jump on the left side. The person that matters in the stripes saw the jump on the right side.
Yeah, the jump on the left side, I think, fooled everybody, but it was actually after motion had already occurred. So
Oh, 2nd and 13. As Souderton is back in their own territory at the 48. Handoff up the middle. And just short of the midline. That was handed off to Jeremy Tamaro. At Weisberg on the tackle. Actually, it was Anthony Deschamps wearing 54, not 44. Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd and 11. And we mentioned it just before. A couple of positive plays for Souderton, then the 5-yard penalty. And they've got to try to find a way to have a shorter memory and regroup here. 3rd and 11. DePisa under center once again. Barking out some plays. Rams looking blitz. Rolls out under pressure, steps into the pocket, and he is sacked. At least 3 Rams in on the tackle. DePisa's a little slow to get up. That is the 4th sack of this quarter for the Penn Ridge defense, 5th of this game. And it looks like it will be another punt here for the Indians.
Yeah, and DePisa's visibly frustrated as he's coming off to the sideline. And I think that's part of what am I doing, and it's also what is the offense doing.
Loss of 7 on the play. And a flag.
And a false start on the punt.
That's how you know things are going a little bit south here for the Souderton Indians.
Yeah, that's where you kind of just realize everything has gone wrong when you get a false start on the punt. And now you're punting what would have been, with all of that, from about your own 42. You're now punting from around about the 37.
Yeah, ball spot on the 37. The punt will actually occur somewhere around the 25-yard line. And 2 deep for Pennridge. Oh, nice deep punt here. It's received at the 27. And jumping his way through is Ryan Garner. So with 8:45 left to go here in the 4th quarter, 34-3 lead for Pennridge, and they will start off with possession on their own 33-yard line. Fans, coming up on Monday, In the Trenches. One of the great shows here on the Sports Fan Base Network, the high school football show. So, Mike Palmer, Corey Sharp, Richie Bleiweiss. That's coming up on Monday at 7 p.m. Just go to the Facebook site of the Sports Fan Base Network, Facebook Live. Another high snap, but this time it was Penn's for Pennridge, and a sack as Cantor, while he was coming down with that, was tackled down by a couple of Souderton Indians.
Yeah, and I think Cantor's kind of just going to shake his head and go, okay, that just happened, but nothing too much to worry about when you're up 34-3 with 8 minutes left to play in this game.
That is a loss of 4 on the play. And that is the first time that Souderton's picked up a sack. So 2nd and 14. And the handoff up the middle here is Andrew Nace. Trying to head to the outside. Short gain there. Going to start seeing some underclassmen and players that don't normally get to play get in here for probably both teams.
Yeah, I think Pennridge is about to start hitting the JV lineup and have them get a few snaps.
So back to the original line of scrimmage after the 4-yard gain. 3rd and 10 from the 33. And the quarterback back to throw. Cantor to the outside, and that is caught.
Again, Cantor on that sweep play, basically pushing off, getting the spin. He gets outside of the box, and again in the slant route, right to the line.
Connor Pleeble, the sophomore, getting his first reception of the game. And now they confirm the first down. At first they weren't quite sure. Definitely a first down play. Gain of 7. 1st and 10 from the 43. In very tight formation here. Oh, as the snap gets away, and it is recovered by Pennridge and Andrew Nace. Well, if you have to make mistakes in a game, make it when you're up by 31 midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, and you're starting to see a lot of names that we hadn't called throughout the game. So these are your young guys. Get them in, get them some experience, and if they're going to make these mistakes, that's fine because you can turn these into coaching moments. Go back, look at the film the next day and say, hey, you see what you did wrong here? Okay, here's how you're going to be able to fix it. We're going to teach you. We're going to turn you into a better player so that when they are up into the varsity starters as juniors and seniors, they won't be making that same mistake.
Loss of 12 on the play. Second and long as it's handed off. Kyle Shetter trying to get to the outside, and he is tackled down on the 34-yard line.
Again, another player that we didn't really call a lot tonight, Kyle Shetter, but he has been crucial for them on the hands team, and he's been crucial for them on their receptions on kickoffs, but now he's getting a chance in that backfield position in the running back.
So third and long after the 3-yard gain from the 34-yard line. Again, I would imagine being relatively conservative. Not necessarily a handoff. They'll go for it as the snap is low and it gets away from the quarterback, but recovered right away by Cantor, and he's going to go deep, and he has a few men deep. It is caught just inside the 30-yard line by Connor Plebe, and he is down for the first down just over the 25.
3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, basically blew right through the line. Cantor picks up this baffled snap and basically runs it. They had a flat 5 downfield completely behind Souderton's defense. He had just pick 'em. Whoever wanted to get that ball.
A gain of 49 on the play. And once again, Pennridge is marching. Handoff up the middle, coming through his Shetter. He's still chugging those legs over the 20-yard line, but finally getting tackled down.
That was almost 3 times longer than Cantor's longest pass of the season. He had only gone for 19 yards, going for 49 on that last throw play, his longest of the season.
Second down from the 19 after the 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. It's a quarterback keeper by Joey Mossbrock who's in the game. And he's going to get to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. As in on the tackle, Sarmiento Labuelo.
Mossbrock, the sophomore, 6'1", 170 quarterback and strong safety as well.
As you mentioned earlier, give the kids a chance. 4:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Handoff up the middle.
And loose ball?
I didn't see that.
A couple of Souderton players were kind of going hands in.
Well, they were hoping. So 4th down play here for Pennridge, and they're going to go. Handoff. Well, thought he was stuck in the backfield. That's Andrew Nace. But he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And the ball will turn over on downs.
So tonight's Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods player of the game is Ryan Angelini. 3 touchdowns on the game for Pennridge, and he basically was able to put it away with his 21 points and coming in with about 40 to 45 yards average on the plays. So big pickups for Angelini, and that's tonight's player of the game presented by Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods, the leading supplier of the Philadelphia Public League. Visit them today at 7554 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair for all of your sporting goods needs.
Down to 4:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. Game well in hand here for the Pennridge Rams, although Souderton does have possession deep in their own territory once again. Roll out and back to throw. Go to the near side, and that is incomplete. As in at quarterback now for Souderton is Kyle Walker. We've seen him a lot as a kickoff returner. But Walker, the junior at 5'11", 150, gets his first throw of the game, and it's incomplete. We're down to 4:02 left to go in the fourth quarter.
So So I just want to give a shout out and a thank you to our crew guys, Ari Bluestein, our producer tonight, Josh Bellman, our director, Steve Sylvester, the engineer, Dave Roberts, Sean Kelly, and Josh Abrams on the cameras. Tom, it's been a pleasure being in the booth with you tonight for this game. Thank you guys all for the great job tonight.
Back to throw once again. Pass over the middle, and it is tipped. Almost intercepted, but unable to hang on was Shane Hartzell. And it's another incompletion. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Indians.
And we've called Shane Hartzell's name a lot tonight in that outside linebacker position, but here's an interesting one. He's a freshman, 5'11", 190, but he has had a game for himself. That is a very positive play for Pennridge's future.
And at this point, looking for the future is not only just next week, but on to the rest of the season and to next year. Certainly.
To next 3 more years.
Exactly, for him. That is fantastic because he's probably going to grow a little bit as well. So that is a very good sign for the Rams defense. Back here is Walker. Rolls out, keeps it himself, jumps away from one, spins away from another, but finally tackled down by Phil Long.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you talk about, just the stature of some of these players. And we talk about being, 5'11", 6'2", 185s, 200s. And you got to almost realize these kids are 14 to 18 years old. And we're talking about stature of college-level players, pro-level players in size and build.
Well, they'll certainly, in the years to come, certainly garner some looks if you have size. One thing you can't teach in this world is size. As the punt is a spiral to the 50-yard line, and
fair catch
there, smartly done. And Ryan Garner, well, why take the punishment if you don't have to? It's coming up on Tuesday. It's Varsity Voice here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Coming up, that's going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m., featuring all sorts of high school sports. We're really going to focus on South Jersey football this time around, so Ari Bluestein and Mark Tribble will have the opportunity to talk things over. That's coming up on Tuesday on the Varsity Voice here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Just go to the Facebook page. It'll pop up for you, 7 p.m. So hopefully everyone will enjoy that one.
Yeah, and South Jersey off to a very interesting start. A lot of those teams that we saw in the state championship games last year, like Walls, Shawnee, Cherokee, not exactly the best starts for them on this season, hoping that they can turn some things around. Still, as we talk about it being early in the season, we're only 4 games in.
Well, Joey Mossbrook must be desperate for some contact there because he put his head down right into an attacking defender. And that's another coaching moment and say, you're the quarterback, buddy. Take a slide.
Yeah, I think it's also, too, when you got these young guys who come in, Mossbrook now is, in his sophomore year, and he knows that your quarterback Cantor's out of here. He's a senior. Sorry, Cantor's actually a junior, so he's got 1 more year, but, he's going to have that time where Mossbrook's going to have 2 years to play.
Well, whoever's under center is like the second straight high snap, slowing down the progress of the offense in Mossbrook, just screwing up the timing just a little bit. And it was handed off in a negligible gain, if any. We're down to just over 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. 34-3 lead for the Pennridge Rams. Another high snap. This one gets away and then picked up by Mossbrook. Brings it down and he's in trouble, and he is knocked down back at the 36-yard line.
Oh, yeah, and we're having a little band battle going on here.
That's what that sounds like.
It's been like Pennridge, Souderton, back and forth across the field here. He's having a little band battle.
And why not? These two bands are very competitive locally and regionally as well. So they both put on a pretty good show today.
Yeah, we saw core-style competition shows both pregame and halftime, and it was making some fun entertainment up here in the booth.
And a punt goes out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. As we remind you, coming up on Thursday at 7 p.m. And since you guys introduced this show, I've always wanted to do this, and I'm going to do it now. Ready? Ready? It's In the Goal! High school soccer show. That is coming up on Thursday at 7 p.m. with Steven Schraber, Ryan Haney, and Jack Kapp.
Yes.
And I'm sure the guys who do that show, they have a really good time. They love saying the name of the show. They do it like 4 times. It kills a good 30 seconds when they do it. But it's a very cool show, so definitely tune in on Thursday. That's coming up on at 7 p.m. on Thursday. In the backfield, sack.
Speaking of in the goal, saw Carlos Valderrama walking around Philadelphia earlier today. That was a very interesting. Apparently, he was doing a promo at an Xfinity store downtown, but then it's like, you can't miss Valderrama with the fro.
He still got
It's
the
just
fro
like
even 20 years later after the Tampa Bay Mutiny, no longer a team in the MLS. Well, good for him, man. He played for the Miami Fusion as well. Going back to my early thoughts of
that's early MLS.
early
right there.
MLS when it was the Metro Stars and not the Red Bulls. And no Union. As we're down to under a minute. And Pennridge has this game well in hand. Souderton just running some positive plays. Trying to get some positive momentum and just keep on running out the clock. Our next high school football broadcast coming up on Friday, a week from tonight. It'll be Upper Perkiomen against Phoenixville. Yours truly on the call, along with Sean Brown. That is coming up on Friday at 7 p.m. Looking forward to that one.
Anytime you hear those two schools mentioned, you are looking for a gridiron battle. That should be a very good one next week.
Walker rolls out. Let's see if he airs this one out. Nope, he's going to hang on to it. Till the rest of the clock. Tackled in the backfield, just short of the 30-yard line, and that will do it. Final score, the Pennridge Rams 34, the Souderton Indians 3, and this was pretty well handled by just about halftime.
Yeah, I think, Pennridge certainly came in and established themselves right away, knowing exactly what they were going to do. Cantor took over control of this game, and it was as soon as he was able to establish those slant and post route plays out into the wings, game over. We saw it immediately from Pennridge. They were able to just establish dominance on the offensive side, running down the field, and Souderton couldn't figure out where they wanted to go with their offense. Did they want to run? Did they want to pass? And neither thing seemed to work because Pennridge's defense was just stretching out.
And when they did have some momentum, the momentum was killed by either penalties or turnovers.
Yeah, you can't be making mistakes like that, and especially, we talk about it being early in the season, but these are just mental mistakes that you should be able to correct right off of your first game, and they continue to make it throughout the course, and it basically derailed anything they were trying to do.
So Pennridge improves to 3-1. They'll take on North Penn next week. Souderton drops to 1-3, and they will head to Central Bucks South. So that'll do it for us. Once again, our final score tonight. The Pennridge High School Rams 34, the Souderton High School Indians 3. Now, for all of us here at Souderton High School in Souderton, Pennsylvania, for Matt Jolis, this is Tom Williams saying thanks for joining us, and good night, everybody.